Welcome to Point of Two, where we share a point of view.
My name is Caitlin Wonsowski, and I'm Caucasian.
And I'm Anagha Arla, and I'm Indian. Today we're going to be talking about our after high school plans, so what we're planning to do in either at the end of December or at the end of May.
Let's get into it.
So what are you thinking for after high school?
Well, I graduate in December, so instead of going to Heartland, I want to go to a 4-year school, and I'm really hoping I can go to U of I if I get accepted. And so for the time being, I'm going to be working a lot more to save up some money for college and for other things, and then training harder in dance and going to the gym for cross-train sessions. So yeah. What about you?
Well, I'm definitely going to college right after high school. I'd like to go to a 4-year university, and I got into my dream school, but it's really far away, so I don't know if my parents will let me go or if money would work out. But
where is it?
It's in Pennsylvania.
What school?
University of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Because I was thinking University of Pittsburgh for undergrad, then University of Pennsylvania for med school, because it's a really good med school, and then all of the residency and fellowship stuff, and then becoming a child psychiatrist. So,
well, have they offered any scholarships for you?
Not yet. Other schools have, University of Alabama at Birmingham has given me a scholarship. University of Illinois at Chicago has. So I guess I'm kind of just waiting to see, financially where I'm going to be at.
Yeah.
Because that, matters the most. I know my parents are paying for college, but it's still a lot of money. Yeah. And as soon as they finish for my undergraduate, my sister goes into undergrad. So it's a continuous 8-year payment thing. So I don't want to stress them out, and I don't want to make it harder because med school's expensive.
So you're going for 8 years basically to school?
I think it's actually 12 because it's 4 for undergrad, 4 for med school, and then I think it's the 4 years after that it's kind of doing your residency and your fellowship and finding a place to actually get your degree and get your doctorate and stuff. So if I want to do my PhD, that's even longer, so we'll have to see where that goes.
Yeah. Well, that's not really how my life is. Mm-hmm. I mean, I want to dance more than anything. Mm-hmm. And technically, for the path I want to take, I don't even have to go to college, because if I join a company, mm-hmm. You're there to dance. You're not there for any other reason.
So then, you wouldn't need, a degree or anything.
Right. But dance career is a short-lived career, mm-hmm. usually. So, because you get old, so you can't do it for your whole life, because mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Your body gets weaker as you get older. You can get hurt if you have several injuries, you're done. So I need to minor in something else, that way mm-hmm. I have a backup for when I am done, or if I decide I don't even want to anymore, I have something to lean back onto. So I want to major in dance, and then I want to minor in psychology, because psychology is one of those majors where you can kind of get into any field.
Yeah.
So,
definitely. Because, my major in undergrad, depending on the school, is going to be either neuroscience or psychology. And, literally, wherever there's people, there's psychology or neuroscience. So, it works everywhere, which I love about it, because it's very versatile.
Right. And if I needed to further it, if I decided to use psychology for something else, more advanced, then I could mm-hmm. always go to get my master's for it. It's something that's good to have a background for. And I actually really enjoy, I'm in psychology right now, mm-hmm. and I really enjoy it. And I think that, having psychology being a big part of my life already, as a teenager, and mm-hmm. mental health and all that, I think that, being in touch with it and, understanding other people is a good thing to have.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I like that, too. I think that's why I'm interested in psychology, because of, my personal experiences. So it's I want to make sure nobody, can has to feel these things, because I want to help them overcome them. And so I think that's where my whole aspect of I want to be a child psychiatrist came from. So
yeah,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
For U of I, for your dance major, is it 4 years or
yeah, so it's a Bachelor of Fine Arts.
Okay.
And so before I can. So first I have to get accepted into their school. And then my audition is in February. So I just have to, basically the process is like you go and then you have like a ballet technique class, and then I think that there's a couple of other styles. I'm not for sure. I don't have all the information on me, but you have to then like perform a solo for them that is choreographed by either you or somebody that, you know, my dance teacher's gonna help with that. But yeah, like once you're done with that, then you like get to like watch the people that have class there. And I mean, it's not my dream school for dance. Like I really wanted to get into Juilliard and apply, but I didn't have enough time for the application process, and because their acceptance rate is 26 people. Oof. And and that's over the globe. You know, like there are crazy people that live in the city that have better education than me and have natural ability that I don't have. So I mean, I wouldn't have gotten in for sure. Like I know I probably would not have, but like it's just something I wanted to do. I just wanted to audition just to say I did it, but I didn't have enough time. But that's okay because it's cheaper here in the state, and I think that like for my path, it doesn't really matter where I am as long as I'm doing what I love. So yeah.
Do you think you might, like, if you were to get, like, your master's in dance, do you think you'd apply to Juilliard?
I don't know if you can get your master's in dance.
I didn't know that.
Because I'm not doing, like, dance education. I'm just dancing.
Yeah.
So, I think it's just a bachelor degree.
Okay, because I wasn't sure if, like, if you had, like, a master's, you're higher up in the dance company.
Oh, no. Dance companies don't care about that.
Oh, okay.
Most, like, my teacher, she didn't go to college. She was 18, moved to Canada, and started dancing, like, right away. Oh. So, yeah, and then now she teaches dance. And if I wanted to teach dance, you don't need a degree. I mean, you can go get a degree for that. Like, most colleges, the audition is with dancers and, like, instructors. But I don't, like, I already have enough knowledge. Like, I don't really need to take a class for that, yeah.
And so I guess I was going to ask you something else. Oh, have you ever, like, wanted to start your own dance company? So, like...
No, I don't think that's my thing. Because I think it's a lot of work, because my dance teacher did that. She has started her own company. And once you have enough people, it's fun and it's fine, but, like...
The beginning.
Yeah, it's a lot at first, and also it's expensive because you have to like franchise yourself, you have to get your own gigs, you have to like manage yourself while also being a performer, and that's already a lot of stress. So yeah, and then it costs, like, companies provide their dancers with like shoes and attire for free, so like point shoes are free.
Yeah.
But like if you don't have enough people, you can't do that, you know. So it's just one of those things that.
And like, I guess, do you want to, like, are you gonna, I guess you can't even say if you're gonna live here after, like, school or after dance, but, like, would you, like, change companies, I guess? Like, if you, like, prospectively wherever you'd like to live?
It's one of those things where getting into a company's, you can audition to several companies, and, like, you can kind of pick, almost like college in a way.
Okay.
You can kind of pick where you want, but, honestly, the better the company, it doesn't matter where it is, like, I would go there. So if it was in Idaho, who wants to live in Idaho, I'd go there. Like, it's one of those things that you have to chase after, you know, the best success for you. Because plus if you're in a professional company, and they're a big company, they travel all over the United States and the globe. Like, they tour.
Oh, wow.
So, like, I wouldn't really necessarily be stuck in one place.
Oh, so that'd be really cool.
Yeah, but that's if this all happens. Like, I don't want to get.
I'm sure it will.
I don't want to get too far ahead of myself.
I get that too.
Yeah. Plus, you never know. I mean, like, maybe tomorrow I break my leg and I'll never be able to dance again. You know, like, it's one of those things. Like, you never know.
Don't like jinx it.
But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's really cool that you're taking, like, a non-traditional path, because a lot of people, like, taking a non-traditional path is frowned upon, which it shouldn't be, because if you love it...
I mean, that's a big problem with, like, some things, is I know, and ever since I was a kid, the things I wanted to do, whether it was, like, dance, or I wanted to teach for a while, like, or, like, just, like, anything that I was interested in was very low pay, and, like, it's really unfortunate, because dance, like, unless you, do, like... entertaining dance where you do like videos and stuff like that, and like you get big, if you're just like in a company, like, you don't get paid very well, you know. Like, some people have to get second jobs, and it's like frustrating because obviously like it's what I love to do, but at the same time, like, it's impossible to exist without money in the world because like, it's literally impossible. Like, it's sad because like your passion job could be like working at McDonald's, but you can't make it by. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those things.
You have to get another job to just make it by, which, that really sucks. Which I think as a young child, I've always, like, I remember I told my parents I wanted to be a musician at some point, an artist at some point. Yeah. And I know that they were only looking out for me, but I also remember their first kind of, like, not validating that job was like, oh, it doesn't pay well. You won't be able to buy, like, all the stuff you want to buy because you kind of, like, really like to shop. And I was like, true, but also, like, at some point there's that learning curve, and you're like, well, that doesn't work for me. And, like, you'll just know because of who you are, but I think money was a big thing my parents stressed for me. Like, it has to pay you well, and you have to be able to, like, be stable and pay for your own stuff. Because, I mean, I full-heartedly believe that. I want to be on my own and, like, stable, but it's just, I think it's interesting how they, like, enforce the money thing on me.
Yeah, well, even, like, my family, my dad is, he's a pharmacist. Mm-hmm. So he makes lots of good money, but my parents got divorced. My mom works only at Kohl's, so, like, we struggled a lot. We had to, like, move, like, we were living, like, paycheck to paycheck. It was bad. Like, my grandma had to help and stuff, but I think that taught me, like, and my mom hates her job. Sorry, Kohl's, but my mom hates her job, and, like, it's not fun, you know, like, no, it's one of those places, like, you don't want to be working at Kohl's for 30-something years of your life, you know, and she has, and, like, even though she can make it by with it, like, slightly, you know, we survived, it's, like, I realized watching her, like, dislike her job so much that, like, I don't care about the money, like, I just want to be happy. Yeah. You know, and then hopefully I'll have a husband that makes money. No, I'm kidding, but, I mean, that'd be nice. But that's not what I'm looking for, you know?
Yeah, no, I get that. It's, like, that's why I think it truly should be what you love, because there's going to be some way you can make money. Does that make any sense? Because, like, yeah, you might have to work a second job, but it doesn't compare to being able to do what you love.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, like, even now when I have work on Tuesdays and I have dance on every other day, like, my schedule is very busy with those two things, but when I have work after school, I'm like, oh, I do not want to go to work. But when I have dance, like, it's the same time almost as I am at work, but, like, I don't think of it like that. Yeah. So I think that if I was dancing professionally, it wouldn't almost feel like a job. It'd just feel more like a dream, like benefits of a job, you know?
Yeah, no, I totally get that.
So that's one of those things also that, like, if I had to get a second job, like, obviously time would suck because, like, you're dancing, like, 6 to 7 hours a day, but then I don't know, it's different, I guess.
It's going to get really packed.
It's really different. I don't think many people understand, like, what the arts route is like.
Yeah, which I had always wanted to major in psychology. Like, ever since, like, middle school, like, I learned you were supposed to major, then it's like, oh, it's psychology. And I remember my parents were not for psychology because they were like, that's, like, a humanities science. It's not an actual science. If you want to be a doctor, you have to do, like, biology or chemistry. And, like, I get where they were coming from, but it was also, like, it was in that realm of doing the arts was less, I guess, seen as less than doing, like, a math major or, like, a science major or, like, an engineering major. So I think that's, like, a big problem, especially in society today. It's like that as long as they're happy, why should you?
Yeah, and I'm going to get an education still. Like, some people don't make that effort.
So, like, why do you...
But even if you don't make the effort, maybe it's not for you. Everyone has their own life.
Exactly.
Or maybe they can't afford it because they have to pay for everything themselves, you know?
Exactly. Like, there's so many instances. Yeah. And, like, people don't take them into consideration, and it makes me really upset because I'm like, that's not... You should be open-minded. You don't know their situation. Right. You can't speak for them on their behalf without, like, knowing it. It's a complicated topic.
Yeah. But what are your plans for the rest of this semester?
So
like next semester.
literally just finished interning, or I guess I will by tomorrow, at the legal department for the city of Bloomington. And so next semester I'm interning at this like OBGYN clinic that's like literally right down the road on GE.
Okay.
And then this neuro clinic, which is like all the way on the other side of town, but whatever. And so I'm excited to see that, because like, what if I realize I like to be an OBGYN doctor versus like a neuroscientist?
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
So it's
you get like a variety.
Yeah, because I know I'm definitely going to be in some sort of medical field, because I like that. That's where it fits for me.
Yeah.
Or like some kind of therapist counselor kind of vibe. Like that's me. And so just figuring out which one it is kind of like the whole plan for next semester. And especially because generally being a woman, depending on like how your relationship is with your mom is, or like with the female figure in your life, you talk about your body or you don't, you know? Like, sometimes there's that in between, but it's normally you do or you don't. And, I mean, I do ask my mom questions, but it's not like I learned everything through her. Yeah. Like, I mean, with sex, my only knowledge of that was literally through sex ed in, like, what, 8th grade?
Yeah.
And then, you know, Netflix. Because then, like, they, like, all the teenage shows, and so that's where I learned it from, like, social media. And so that's another part of the reason why I wanted to intern at an OBGYN, just to know the female body better, because from my calculations, if I were to become a child psychiatrist, because it's 12 years of schooling, and I'd be like 28 in that ranges of almost entering my 30s, I'd only be able to have children, I think, until like my late 30s, early 40s. And having kids, that's like number one goal. Like, I want to be a mother who can provide stability for their kids.
Yeah.
And so with like the whole my parents saying you can't date until you graduate from undergrad, like, I'm 21 and I want to live with that person because I want to know how you're going to treat me in all situations. And so, like, medically speaking, I think I would need to have to date earlier, just because I don't think I have that many eggs, because I started my periods early. Right. And so, like, matching my cycle with my mom's and her mom's, it was like, that's why I was like, okay, so we're interning at an OBGYN place, because I need to learn about all of this.
Right.
And, like, I don't know what a pap smear is, but I've heard the word, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, I just want to know more about the medical terminology.
Good. You just keep learning and stuff, yeah.
But yeah, it's all about the experience, though.
Of course. I mean, looking back on high school, I've experienced a lot. I've grown a lot as a person. But I'm sure I'll miss certain aspects of it, but I think I'm ready to move to the next chapter of my life.
Yeah.
I think I'm one of the people, I know lots of people say, like, oh, I really hated high school, but, like, I genuinely did not get along with high school, like, at all, and you saw lots of that. It wasn't great to me, but, I'm going to be looking back on it really fondly. But.
No, I totally get that. We're actually in our dual credit oral comm class, like, our final is the last lecture, so it's kind of like advice to future people, like, what do you want to leave this class saying? And my whole speech literally surrounds the fact that, hey, high school sucks, but it gets better. Mm-hmm. And, like, it's like learning to, like, value yourself and realizing that no one's gonna care about you as much as you do, because if you don't advocate for yourself, no one else is going to, because they're going to be advocating for themselves. And so it's like the three most, like, important lessons I've learned through high school, and then saying, yeah, high school sucks, but you need to go through it, because there's so much that you learn that you wouldn't learn in in your home, or, like, you know, in a different environment.
Right.
And so, like, it's just might have not been the best time, might have not been the highlight or the peak of my life, but I'm glad I went through it, though.
Yeah, I agree. All right, this is the last episode, since I'm going to be gone. But before, I would like to say thank you for listening to our points of view.
We really appreciate it, and this was, like, our medium of, like, sharing our experiences and maybe even helping people with their experiences, like their unique ones from hearing ours.
Yeah, so we hope that we got at least into some of you guys' ears and get to hear our stories and differences. But
yeah.
Well,
thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Good luck with your guys' adventures in the future, and like high school if you're still in high school, or college if you're going to college. Whatever it is you're doing, just good luck and make the most of it. You know.
I hope you guys have a good future ahead of you, and hope you all stay rad.